So Dave Smith, an individual who pretends to be anti-war and anti-genocide, but consistently and constantly excuses a genocide in Ukraine, has come on Breaking Points once again to pretend like he's found a moral compass and no longer supports Donald Trump. In the wake of Donald Trump bullying the shit out of Iran, acting a fool, I mean, bro, last night I'm looking at this saying, if you're in Tehran, you need to flee Tehran. Civilians in Tehran, flee. In case you don't know, Tehran is the capital city of Iran, which is like a nuclear bomb kind of threat. Like, that's a crazy thing for the president of the United States to be saying, flee the capital city of your country. That's crazy. Trump did that. Dave Smith goes on Breaking Points to pretend like he can't believe it. How could this happen? How could Donald Trump become a warmonger all of a sudden? I regret voting for him. He should be impeached and fuck Trump. I don't believe that Dave Smith believes any of what he's saying right now, and I give it 5 months before he's back to the same pro-Trump bull as before. Watch.
About coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese. Right. Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some like not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of, corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is like
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this.
But isn't this delusional, bro? He's going to lose his coalition over this. Shut your stupid ass up. This ain't, bro. Trump supporters are not, bro, as long as the United States does not have ground forces in Iran, they're going to move on. This is a fucking liar. Let me tell you something about Dave Smith. Dave Smith has the balls to call out Israel's war crimes in Gaza, but as 22,000 children are kidnapped from Ukraine, he has nothing to say. Dave Smith is not mad about this because Donald Trump's a warmonger. He's mad about this because he probably gets paid by Russia and Iran. These people probably pay him, so now that they're about to get blown up, he's upset. The reality is, he's kind of correct. Donald Trump sitting there playing mob boss, you need to sign the deal. Sir, you destroyed the last deal. Now, I kind of feel like, personally, a lot of people would disagree. Now, we know why Trump destroyed. He destroyed it because the person who orchestrated it was black. He was a black man. He was black, so he had to destroy the deal. Trump destroyed the last deal. I personally believe Trump should have destroyed the deal with a plan and not just because the guy who orchestrated it was black. And a Democrat. Trump destroys the deal. Iran is obsessed with Israel. A lot of y'all in my comment section are like, Iran has the right to defend itself, which it does. I'm not disagreeing with you, but like, if you think Iran is being attacked for no reason by Israel, you're wrong. Iran kept poking the bear over and over and over and over and over again. Iran is very much responsible for October 7th. Iran constantly pokes the bear, pokes the bear, pokes the bear, and of course, eventually, Israel starts sending missiles. Donald Trump, at the end of the day, needs to behave himself because he can't do anything right, by the way. Dave Smith is now all of a sudden, oh, he needs to be impeached for this. Shut your bitch ass up. Donald Trump needs, let me tell you something about Trump. Trump, if he can grow a fucking brain cell, the obvious move to make here is this. Do not kill Khamenei. Do not blow him up. Literally hours ago, I saw Trump tweet out, we know where he is. We're not going to kill him yet. This is President of the United States on Twitter talking about, we know where the leader of Iran is. We're not going to kill him yet. Now, I knew they knew where he was because Netanyahu kept begging us to blow him up. Crazy work, by the way. So I knew automatically, these niggas know where he is, because if Mossad is in Iran, running around the way they're running around, if drone bases are in Iran, drone trucks are in Iran, if Iran's airspace has been completely dominated and completely taken over by Israel, but they know where the fuck Khamenei, but they know where he is. Netanyahu and Trump are the two stooges. You got one talking about blow up Khamenei because it'll cause regime change off his fucking rocker, Netanyahu. The other one telegraphing everything, saying we know where you live, we know where you are, and all citizens of Tehran flee the country. Donald Trump has always been like this. Donald Trump has always been bloodthirsty. He blew up Soleimani. He did all the bullshit. Donald Trump has always been in love with the idea of being a strongman, not only bullying American citizens, but bullying the rest of the fucking world. This is a guy who sat there and I think he killed al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS. And not that Baghdadi deserved like some kind of like eulogy from Trump. I mean, that would have been funny. But Trump, you could tell, was gleeful. He died like a dog. He was gleeful. Obama solemnly and maturely addressed the nation after Osama bin Laden had got popped in the face for what he did. Baghdadi gets killed, and he's up there acting a fool. Trump has always been bloodthirsty. Look at how we talked about Palestinians in the lead up to being elected. He used Palestinian as a slur. He told Netanyahu to finish the job. And the reality is, Dave Smith fucking knew. Dave Smith always knew. Let me tell y'all something, my Trump supporters. Let me tell y'all something. Dave Smith, lying ass, gonna sit up there in front of Cristobal and Sagar and Jetty and fucking lie. You and the rest of MAGA saw Trump sit there and say, Netanyahu needs to finish the job. He needs to finish the job. Finish what job? All of the infrastructure in Gaza has been destroyed. What job is there to finish? 50-something thousand are dead, maybe even more. It could be worse, but why make it worse? What more needs to be done? What do you mean finish the job? Of course, he gets elected by Thing 1 and Thing 2 and Thing 3 and the rest of these dumbass commentators on the right wing. And then he shows his true colors once again and starts calling for Trump Gaza #1 to be created in his honor. You knew it was coming. Trump has never once. There's one thing Donald Trump has been brazenly clear about is his feelings toward the Middle East and Palestine. He's always been disrespectful, always been racist, always been bloodthirsty, always been genocidal. It's always been true. You've always known he's pro-Israel. You've always known that, and you didn't care. You don't care. Now all of a sudden, when Donald Trump shows his true colors once again, now all of a sudden is Trump needs to be impeached? Shut the fuck up. This is the same Donald Trump who literally tried to steal an election. Let me guess, blowing up the leader of Iran and starting a war is where you draw the line? Maybe if you would try to stop the man after he tried to steal an election, you wouldn't be dealing with someone crazy enough to do that in the first place. If you stop the nigga who was trying to steal an election and defraud the United States of America out of an election, maybe he wouldn't have fucking won and been in a position to do this. See, this is what happened when you compromise morality over and over and over and over and over again. You think it's a coincidence that the rest of this country fucking hates him? You think it's a coincidence that Democrats don't want him in power? You stupid fuck. He said there's about some, I think he should be impeached and fucking Congress won't do anything about it. Yeah, dumb fuck, because all of y'all kept excusing everything he did up to this point. You have created a cultural and atmospheric expectation that Donald Trump is the perpetual victim, meaning no matter what he does, he's always in the right, and anyone who tries to discipline him because he's basically a fucking child and stop him is wrong. Now you want to draw the line in the sand when the crazy niggas talking about World War III? Oh, it's too late for you. I'm not sitting here entertaining this shit with Dave Smith talking about some, oh man, Trump should be impeached for this. Shut your bitch ass up. This is so right. Like, bro, what is this clip? This pretend attempt at trying to redeem himself. I'm sorry I ever supported Trump. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, my ass is on the line now. This could go nuclear. I'm sorry. Oh, so all of the shit leading up to now was cool until you thought you could die in a nuclear war, or maybe the people who were paying you are about to be blown up. Get the fuck out of here. The reality is Donald Trump, Netanyahu, and Khomeini have all escalated the situation to this point. That is the truth. Donald Trump sat there and alienated the absolute fuck out of the Palestinians, blew up Soleimani, blew up that fucking deal. Netanyahu did not have to engage that Iranian embassy. He chose to do so. Iran had no choice but to fire back in the wake of October 7th. And on top of that, Khomeini has been obsessed with Israel, thinking he could poke the bear. Houthis here, Hezbollah here, Hamas there, rockets there, death there, destruction there. And oh no, they're striking me. Nigga, you knew what this was. All three of the worst nightmare blunt rotation. Trump, Khomeini, and goddamn, what nigga, Netanyahu. All three of these, they are responsible for getting to this point. That's the reality of it. Now we have one crackhead talking about how if we blow up Khomeini, regime change will take place. Probably not true. There's no fucking way, I just don't see it happening, of Iran having their leader blowing sky fucking high and saying, wow, you know what? We love Israel. Probably the fuck not. Probably not. I know there's a significant amount of people in Iran who are secular and aren't in favor of the theocratic regime, but I don't know if they're fans of Israel, though, and fans of the idea of an Israeli puppet taking over. If they want regime change, they're going to have to be patient and play the long game and not blow up Khomeini. That's the reality of it. It's too late for a deal. Dave Smith is right about one thing. It's too late for a deal. So what Trump and Netanyahu need to do is figure out who's going to be the one to blow up that final base, Fordo. Figure it out. Who's going to be the one to blow up that fucking base? And the answer should be obvious. It should be Israel. Give them the assets, let them blow up that base, and let that be that. I'm sure they could blow up Soleimani perfectly fine. I'm sure they could blow up Khomeini easily. The reality is they've escalated this way beyond the point of negotiations, and Iran, if never before ever, now more than ever, they want a nuclear bomb. They've been humiliated. Their air defenses destroyed. Their airports destroyed. Their leaders bombed. There was a replacement for the last nigga who got blown up, and he got blown up last night. Bro, they literally have complete watchdog surveillance over the entire... Bro, Mossad is everywhere. Bro, I'm confident there might be a Mossad agent in the room with Khomeini right now. That's how bad it is. Bro, Iran is fucked. If there was ever a time to try to get a nuclear bomb, it's now. They will never, ever, 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 ever listen to the Western world or be 1 week or 2 weeks away from fully enriching their uranium. Bro, now more than ever, they're going to go for the bomb. Trump needs to give Israel the bunker busters necessary to blow up that last fucking base and not lay a single fucking hand on fucking Khomeini's head. Let that be that. Restrict Iran, limit their ability to interfere with the Middle East, limit their ability to send missiles, rockets, find those hidden areas they're sending those fucking rockets from, destroy them, and call it that. Anything beyond that is a geopolitical mistake. This isn't warmongering. This isn't being pro-war. This is just the truth. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and say it's past the time of negotiations. Oh, so let's just let Iran make the bomb. No! Blow up the fucking facility and then fall back. The problem is the fucking mobster in chief is on Twitter talking about we know where Khomeini is and we won't blow him up now, but we're thinking about it. We'll see. But, you know who supported that person? Dave Smith. Dave Smith supported somebody that fucking stupid. So although the obvious move here is to not kill Khomeini and risk Iran forming up behind a psychotic jihadist regime, the goal here should be to completely destroy their nuclear program. Finish it. Wrap it up. You already escalated to this point. Iran has escalated to this point. Solve the problem. Destroy the ability to make the nuclear bomb and fall back. Fall back. Maintain control over their airspace. Maintain a chokehold on the regime, but do not be blowing up the leader of the country. Don't be blowing up civilian infrastructure left and right. Maintain yourselves. But the problem is, Dave Smith and company want to draw the line here of, oh my God, I can't believe the lawless criminal is engaging in warmonger-like behavior. Of course he is. You ignored all of the signs of Donald Trump being morally bankrupt up to this point. Now you want to pretend like you don't support this nigga and you want him impeached? Lying motherfucker. I give it 6 months before this rat is back on social media saying Trump was just the lesser evil of the two. Stupid fuck. The reality is, if Trump was smart, he'd give Israel the assets necessary. Not directly do it with American troops, but he would give Israel the assets necessary to blow up that last base, get it to them as quickly as possible, blow up that final base, and call it a day, maintain control over Iranian airspace, and use that to pressure the regime. That's your best bet. That's your best bet. And see what happens on the ground. Blowing up Khomeini is not the move. It's just not. You do not want a unified Iran. You do not want that's just not what you want. Period. The problem is, this kind of cool, calm, collected leadership we need right now, someone who understands the importance of blowing up the facility but not blowing up the leader, that we probably would have had that with Kamala Harris, who isn't on Twitter playing mafioso, isn't acting a damn fool, Bro, even the white nationalist Richard Spencer said, Trump represents destruction, chaos, and mayhem. Harris represents stability. Even the fucking worst of the worst could have seen the clear contrast in professionalism between the two. MAGA said, fuck professionalism. Fuck all of that. Fuck experience. Fuck professionalism. Fuck poise. Fuck character. Fuck all of the obvious signs of not letting someone in power. We're gonna give him power again. The guy who lied about an election and got his supporters and the cops killed in the Capitol, we're gonna give him power again. The guy who lies constantly after doing something wrong and portraying the people who are mad at him as the crazy ones, we're gonna give him power again. MAGA, now that they think they could be blown up by a nuclear bomb sent by Iran or possibly even in World War III, now it's pump the brakes, impeach this nigga. It's too late for that. You reap what you sow. That's the problem with surrendering things like morality. That's the problem with that. Because see, what happens is you end up in a situation where you can't escape the consequences. Trump wouldn't be in office if you fuck niggas had listened the first time. We try to tell y'all. Problem is, can't nobody tell y'all niggas nothing. Conservatives can't be told shit. Libertarians can't be told shit. Anti-establishment can't be told shit until it's too late. Now Trump is over there playing, you're playing with World War III. Remember when he said that? You're messing around with World War III. Now he's the one gleefully tweeting out mafioso threats at Khomeini. I believe he knows where Khomeini. I firmly believe they know where he is. Firmly. I firmly believe Trump, Netanyahu, and company know where he is. Trump is clearly, with World War III in his hands, playing with it like this. Knowing if it drops, it could blow up everything. He playing. Dave Smith sitting there talking about he'll lose his coalition on this. Shut the fuck up. No, you won't. As long as World War III don't happen, he ain't losing shit. But Trump supporters don't believe in a motherfucking thing. And on top of that, the only way he loses supporters is if America becomes directly involved in the war. But to realize and understand, Donald Trump, and I'm actually going to be charitable to that fucking dickhead for 1 second, because he can't do anything right. If Donald Trump decides to give Israel the assets necessary to blow up that final base, but tells them under no circumstance to blow up Khomeini, that right there for me, cool. Is what it is. Cool. I'm at peace with it. I've come to terms with the fact that it is what it is. People can call me a warmonger. They can say I don't give a fuck. I'm not in support of a war. I just know for a fact that base has to be blown up. Someone has to do it. Donald Trump needs to have Israel receive the assets necessary to blow up that fucking base and call it a fucking day. That's the reality of it. Dave Smith sitting there pretending like he's seen the fucking light. Dave Smith sitting there pretending like he's seen the fucking light. Liar. He's a liar. He pretends to be anti-genocide, but he supports the one in Ukraine. He supports Russia's behavior in Ukraine. Not once has he condemned it. Not once has he tried to encourage the Western world to try to stop it. Bro, this man is literally just an individual who tries to find what the counterculture narrative is and be a part of that. He could not care about the geopolitical reality of the situation. I know that Iran cannot be, the only thing Trump has said that makes a semblance of sense this year is Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's it. For the entire year, he's been saying bullshit. The problem is Netanyahu and Trump are constantly playing unnecessary games. We're going to blow up Khomeini. We're going to blow up Khomeini. Blow up the fucking facility. Oh my God. But they're obsessed with trying to do regime change, trying to play God. You can't play God. The Iranian people will make the choice themselves. The best situation we could possibly ask for is for the regime to be weakened. And that's the position Israel and the United States have found ourselves in. Iran's regime is severely weakened because Israel has complete air superiority over the entire country of Iran. Now is the time to be level-headed. Now is the time to keep our cool. But instead, Thing 1 and Thing 2 are typing away and screaming away on social media about blow him up. And y'all knew Trump was like this. Because when Kamala Harris was sitting there ignoring Netanyahu, Donald Trump flew his ass out to Mar-a-Lago like an Instagram thought. Flew him out. They sit there, they chilling, they clanking glass, they vibing. Y'all knew what it was. You didn't give a fuck. You think at least the pro-Palestine crowd had oftentimes were Palestinian and had family members that were literally killed and blown up. Y'all ain't had no excuse to sit there and even think this was appropriate. Y'all knew Trump was on bullshit. You knew, you didn't care. You didn't have no personal reason to sit there and fold. You did not care. Now all of a sudden, oh my God, Donald Trump needs to be impeached. He shut the fuck up. We're here right now because y'all niggas refuse to ever acknowledge when he's fucking wrong. You think you can play, you can all of a sudden say stop now? This is literally every situation. This is how every Trump problem plays out. Trump does something clearly wrong, refuses to apologize, refuses to admit he's wrong. The base goes along with his conclusion that I'm never wrong. Unwilling to realize there is a consequence for never holding a leader accountable. It eventually goes to their head. Trump ain't listening to y'all now, but that nigga knows y'all will keep supporting him. Give it a week. Give it 2 weeks. Give it like a month. If we survive Trump and Netanyahu's absolute incompetence and bloodthirstiness, MAGA within 6 months go right back to slurping and burping. But you niggas can't help but dick ride. They can't help but slurp it up. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. These niggas did not have the critical thinking skills to realize, okay, somebody this corrupt, this immature, this psychotic probably should not be in charge of World War III. Probably shouldn't be overseeing a geopolitical issue that could spiral into World War III. Wow, crazy, so crazy. Nigga, if you believe Dave Smith is no longer in support of Donald Trump, you're an idiot. You are crazy. Seriously. Idiot. Sitting talking about some, this is an impeachable offense, Congress needs to get off there. Do you know why Congress won't impeach Trump? Because every other thing Trump has done to deserve impeachment, you and other right-wing commentators have excused. So the base is brainwashed into believing any legal action taken against Trump is a conspiracy formed by who? The deep state. So now you want to, at this moment in time, say, actually, no, stop. He's going to kill us all. I know it's too late for that. Too late for that. Talking about some impeached Trump. Shut the fuck up. Like, bro, like, what the bro, nigga, you done had your motherfucking chance. This is hilarious. This is fucking hilarious. They're not gonna turn on Trump. Dave Smith is gonna realize the people he needs to watch his fucking content are not gonna turn on Trump. Within about a month or two, he'll be back on bullshit because he needs them to watch his fucking content. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Now you want to get rid of this nigga? Epstein connection, felonies, January 6th, and now all of a sudden you've had the wake-up call? Shut the fuck up. Fucking retarded, bro. It's a witch hunt. It's all fake. It's fraud. The deep state, they're coming after me. It's not true. It's a lie. Y'all fell for that over and over and over again. The common denominator is him. He always in bullshit, and you think he's not the problem? Hey, bro. Fucking stupid. Like, bro, you can't, like, you don't realize he's the fucking common denominator in all of these problems, bro? Like, oh my God, bro. Donald Trump is the candidate who's against the foreign wars. Bro, oh my, they've brainwashed themselves into believing that it wasn't conservatives who started the war in the Middle East. It was the establishment. Like, the reality is, bro, it's too late, bro. Trump has no choice but to destroy that base. The problem is he can't just keep it there. He has to go above and beyond. I know where you are, Khomeini. I'm gonna kill you. He can't help himself. He gotta play a damn fool. Sitting there talking about some, this gonna cost him his base. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, bro. He thinks at this stage in the game it's over. MAGA's gonna turn on him. As long as Trump avoids World War III, these niggas ain't gonna fucking care. Niggas sitting there talking about some, bro, oh my God, bro, so dishonest, so disingenuous. And you got Sagar and Crystal like, wow what? He don't believe in shit. Crystal over there talking about some wow. Don't listen to him. Don't believe him, Crystal and Sagar. He's a lying motherfucker sitting there talking about some, this is gonna lose him his coalition. Shut the fuck up. What coalition? You? Give it about 6 months. As long as we don't die in World War III within the next 6 months, thanks to Trump, this nigga will be back to the same shit. Supporting Trump. It's a witch hunt. They tried to put him in jail. They said they tried to put him in jail. As if he couldn't have possibly done something to warrant being in jail. Oh no, they tried to put him in jail. Now all of a sudden, the criminal felony Epstein-connected lunatic is acting like a lunatic, and you can't believe it? Because now your ass is on the line? Boy, Dave Smith is just a selfish motherfucker. That's all it is. He now realizes Trump's behavior can negatively impact him, can get us all blown up, and instead of being like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I should have seen the signs, I ignored everything, I believed the bullshit about the witch hunt, and now we're all fucked. Instead, he's convinced Trump has gone crazy, this isn't what we voted for. It's what you voted for, it's what you just refused to acknowledge. You didn't want to admit that Donald Trump has always been bloodthirsty. You didn't want to admit that Donald Trump has always been over-aggressive. You didn't want to admit any of that. You decided to equivocate Joe Biden sending weapons to Ukraine as being bloodthirsty, with Donald Trump actively issuing out bomb threats and actively killing Iranian generals and tearing up nuclear deals. Biden responds to the unhinged moves made by his political opponents. Putin made a stupid move in Ukraine. Biden responded by sending weapons in support to Ukraine. Biden didn't do a motherfucking thing wrong. Iran, the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas decided to strike at Israel on October 7th. Biden provided weapons to Israel. Unfortunately, he miscalculated, and Netanyahu decided to take American support and corrupt it and utilize it to go way too fucking far. But the reality was, when enemies of the United States and its allies formed up, Biden simply responded with the most minimal action possible. I'm going to arm and fund our allies and our geopolitically aligned I don't want to say peers, but geopolitically aligned nation states like Ukraine. That's all I'll do. Trump is actively going above and beyond what's necessary. He's actively threatening to kill leaders of countries, and we're supposed to pretend like Biden was the warmongering, bloodthirsty demon? MAGA is a movement of pieces of shit who don't believe in none of what they say. That's the reason why Dave Smith is desperate to pretend like he can't believe this shit. Nigga, you knew this shit was gonna happen. Talking about some... Bruh. And the fact that fucking Breaking Points is sitting there pretending like Dave Smith is dead ass serious, bro. Dave Smith just be saying anything, bro. Oh my god. But this nigga's bro, like, we still listen to this nigga Dave Smith, bro. I fucking hate him, bro. Like, I really do, bro. There are racists I like more than Dave Smith. Seriously. Bro, there are white nationalists, and I'm like, you know what? I fuck with you. Dave Smith, bro, I fucking hate that guy. Seriously. Seriously. Trump has literally, this is nothing, none of this is incongruent with what Trump has always said. Iran can never have a nuke, which is true, but it depends upon how you stop them. The only option left is to blow up that final facility. Grow up and get over it. If we fucking die, we die. Like, there's no other option now. All three of these nightmare characters have sped run us up to this point. And now it's, oh, can't believe this is happening. He needs to be impeached. Nigga, please.